Is the Lego brick really better than a Minecraft block? To find out, I'm challenging a famous Minecraft YouTuber to a speed building competition. Whilst I speed build using Lego, AntiClimax will speed build in Minecraft. To compare the results and find a winner, we both have the same sized base plate and a 3-hour time limit to build. Right, 3 hours on the clock, AntiClimax, your time starts now. This Minecraft YouTuber is not going to know what hit him. First things first, let's join the base plates together and create the initial starting wall and raise the ground. The theme for today's build is World War II, winter, and German. To make sure the Minecraft YouTuber has everything he needs, I had a Minecraft developer create a custom World War II tank as well as German soldiers. Okay, so hopefully this will give you a rough idea of the scale and the size of the build we're going to be using. Now that we've got the walls in and we've joined both base plates together, I'm going to elevate the floor. Again, just having a bit of depth on the build always makes it look nicer. Now, this is actually quite a well-planned build. I think I'm gonna do well, but we'll see if the Minecraft YouTuber can beat me. AntiClimax is wasting no time as he immediately gets to work building up the terrain in creative mode.
My finger hurts from all the clicking.
Whilst he does have an infinite supply of blocks, he still needs to place every single one of them by hand. Now, to put the floor in, this will make sense why I built the wall 3 high, okay? Because we're going to use these to actually suspend the floor to begin with. The reason I'm going so quickly is because the last couple of times we've done Minecraft versus Lego, I've been destroyed by the Minecrafters, so I'm really making an effort. As I was looking for German minifigures to fit this theme, 5 minifigures immediately popped out. 2 of them have winter camo, so are just an obvious choice. 2 of them have got white helmets and an STG pouches, so I've given them STGs. They both look really nice. And then the 5th one is just a German wearing a big greatcoat, and so I thought this looks close enough to winter, so we'll add him in too. Later on, I will be trying to find and add more Lego minifigures, but you can stay tuned for that. Now that I've got the base plate, I'm gonna start trying to put together the actual plan for the build. Roughly speaking, I want a road that comes along here, and I want a bridge in the middle, preferably 2 tanks. Now, originally, I was gonna use this Stug 3, but now I'm not so sure. Because the Minecraft YouTuber can literally just spawn in a tank from completely nowhere, I think it's only fair that I get to pre-build my own Lego tanks. Fortunately, I received 2 incredible new tanks from Brick by Design, a Panzer III and a Panzer 38T. That rhymes really nicely. So let's start with this one here. Okay, now I've got the instructions on a PDF. I'm also interested to see just how long this takes me, so I've started a timer, and let's get to work. Okay, so we're off to a good start. It's taken me 2.5 minutes literally to open all of the packs. So it's not a great start, is it? Okay, I just want to take a second just to show like some of these connections. It's such a creative use of like joining parts together to get perfect seamless fits. Something I just wouldn't ever think of myself. 40 minutes, and I've now just completed the actual turret as well, which means all I've got left to do is the tracks. This is what the Panzer III from Brick by Design looks like. The scale is fantastic. The level of detail is great. Overall, I'm really happy with this Lego tank. Now, before we do anything else, I've got these blue parts in here. What I'm going to do is I'm first going to place down the river and then put the bits on top of the river, specifically these bits here, which hopefully, if I do it right, will look like a river covered over with like a glossy surface. I don't know. We will see. So I'm going to use these 2 archway pieces here, and roughly speaking, because it's just a small bridge, it's just a wee thing. Roughly speaking, we want the bridge somewhere around here. Now, what I'll do is I'll use the Stug for the moment just to get an idea of size. I want there to be room for trees on the back here. So we need to basically adjust this position ever so slightly. Okay, so I've run out of the darker ones of these. However, I do have more of them on the trench build in the corner, which I will salvage. But for the time being, let me show you. Basically, I'm trying to get like a smooth water effect over the top of the blue tiles. But like I say, I have run out of parts. However, there is a solution. And yes, that solution is salvaging this build for parts. Because if you remember, if you watched that video, I made like a dark, muddy bit. Basically, I just need the parts from that, and so I'm gonna go take them. I take no pleasure in what I've just done, but it needed to happen. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I needed the parts I refused to lose, and so it has been salvaged. Having made significant progress on the terrain, AntiClimax is now getting to work building a road down the middle, then covering the top layer with snow to make it look like a winter-themed build.
The thing is, I'm actually getting a little competitive. I just want to win against this guy because he's always yapping so much.
So now that that's done, I'm going to use a tactic that I learned from the brick crew. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to basically, inside the tunnel, I'm going to place black Lego bricks. Now what that will do is it will make it look like it's a lot darker in there. Rather than being able to see light through it, it just looks really nice. It now looks really dark underneath the tunnel. It's just a little effect that I saw in the Brick Crew's video, and I thought, that's nice, I want to do that. Now, I suppose the next most important thing to do is actually build the rest of the bridge. So this is the stone bridge. Again, now you can really see the darkness in the bit that goes underneath the tunnel. I suspect that this is going to actually work out relatively well. I hope it does anyway. What I now need to do is, obviously we've got these minifigures down here. We've also got a bunch of other bits and bobs which I'll be adding in. But I need to get down the elevated terrain over here so we can actually start working on it. With the success of the first Panzer III Lego tank, I'm hoping that I have the same luck with the next Lego tank. This is a difficulty 4 out of 5, which means it's probably more difficult for you to handle. But remember, I am very, very intelligent and a master Lego builder, so I should be fine. But can I do it in 1 hour? Well, we are about to find out. Let's crack it open and just start dumping bits out. Whoop! Right. Okay, 11 minutes in, and that's what I'm up to so far. That was actually pretty tricky to get those on, but it's quite a unique way of building. This is the turret, and then, if I'm not mistaken, I just simply slap the turret on like this. 32 minutes. This one was actually quicker. And stop the clock. With the Panzer 38T now completed, it looks as good or maybe even better than the Panzer III. I should mention again that these tanks were both kindly provided by Brick by Design, who have a bunch of Lego tanks like this and more, so you should definitely go check them out. I'll be sure to link them below. We can then get this one here and the Panzer 38T over here, and then all of our German minifigures which we've been assembling can then be walking between them. And again, remember, this is a winter build, which I should probably try and not forget, actually. In fact, seeing as I'm here now, I'm gonna just so I don't forget, I'm gonna start placing down just a couple of these bits here. Also gonna use this as an opportunity to extend this bridge as well. 1 hour is up and things are going quite well, though it's about time we checked in on AntiClimax to see how things have been going on Minecraft. Oh, AntiClimax!
Oh my god, it's exactly on the 1 hour mark. You actually creep me out.
What
man.
can I say? I'm well
Holy
prepared. How's it going? Give me the update. How's it going in the world of Minecraft?
Well, I am almost done.
No, you always do these mind games.
Like, literally, like, I almost built the entire thing.
Last time, no.
Yeah, how about you?
Mine's going well. Mine's going well. I'm confident that I can win this. We've only got 2 hours remaining. I don't believe for a second that you've built the entire thing in 1 hour. You may have built something, but I don't believe you've got any quality in there. Surely not. I was looking for different ways to spice up this video and I came across this helmet, but it kind of just didn't really fit the vibe I was going for. I also tried to find more Lego minifigure prints. Unfortunately, this one is a misprint. You can see that the body and the torso and the legs rather don't actually match, and so I kind of just binned it off. However, I did then realize I've got a bunch of really nice upgraded Lego minifigures on the wall behind me, and so 1, 2, 3, and 4, I picked each of them off the wall and they look fantastic. Okay, here's what we need to do. Here is what we need to do. I'm not going to build like this outer wall bit here. I'm going to avoid it and I'll do that last. And with that, we've now got the foundation that we can start building the road on top of. We can start placing our minifigures as well and get our tanks crossing over the bridge. In the second hour of building, the Minecraft YouTuber put a lot of time and effort into making this look like Stalingrad, a city filled with debris and ruined buildings. He's also putting a lot of time into adding details like craters, rubble, and even barbed wire and trenches. So just for the time being, I'm going to flip this around so we can get access to the back of it and start trying trying to do this systematically. Again, this foundation is pretty solid. I'm very happy with how that's come together. So first thing to do is to get the dark bluish gray. We're just going to build that up layer by layer. And again, we want to gradient it slightly, but we don't want to obsess over it because this is something that I often do. And then I end up regretting it later on. Then this next layer, I want to be a little bit less consistent. It wants to be like a bit of variability to look like it's a blending of the two terrains. And then finally, the top layer. Again, this is a speed build. This is by no means perfect. This isn't how I would like to do it. Okay, so it's going to be a subtle one, but hopefully you can see by looking at this here, you can kind of see it kind of looks a little bit like, I don't know if it's quite the effect we're looking for. It's like the dark bricks turn into light bricks, and then we'll get the top snow layer on in a second. I think it looks okay. And now let's get that top layer on. The reason why I sound weird is because there's stuff in my mouth. Almost all of my Lego has been in my mouth at some point. All right, I still think we're making relatively good time, all things considered. So this is roughly speaking where it's going to go. There's going to be a convoy going over here, and again, all of these little minifigures here, all of these minifigures will be walking along with the convoy. It's missing the finesse and the fine detail, but we've got the bulk of the structure down, and now we can start adding in detail. So we'll start with getting the road in. Again, there will be trees behind the road. We will blend this terrain up so it's not just a sheer drop, and we'll try and get some like little bits of rock, and I don't know. I honestly think this is actually going to go pretty well, considering this is a 3-hour speed build. I just hope that AntiClimax, he might still be able to pull it off. I hope he doesn't, though.
It does not even look as bad as I thought it would.
Right, so let's start getting in this road. Okay, so it needs to be a bit wider, yeah. Now, I'm gonna go even one step further. What we want, now that we've got the reddish-brown road in, we kind of want it to look like the middle has not been touched. So, what I mean is this. We're gonna put this stuff down in the middle. And then hopefully that's wide enough. So again, it might look a little bit tacky at the moment, but you just kind of got to trust the process. I think once we've got a bit more down and we've got the minifigures on and we've got the bridge a little bit more squared, I think it will start to look a bit better. That is the hope anyway. The second hour has now passed. It's time to get yet another update from the Minecraft YouTuber to see how each of us is doing. Boo!
Oh man, stop creeping me out like that, man. Oh, Jesus
how are you getting on? We're now in our final hour.
Yeah, actually, so I'm gonna be very honest with you, Scott, because I'm always honest. I was a little nervous. I was a little nervous an hour ago, but now I'm pretty confident. I think that I have a very big chance to win this, to be honest. I am actually, and I'm not even lying right now. I'm not kidding. I'm really almost done.
Right. The boy who cried wolf. I'm not almost done, but mine's going very well, okay? So I genuinely believe I could be in with a shot at taking home this W right here. 54 minutes. Now, first and probably the most important thing is getting a little bit of terrain elevation, some I don't know, some depth up on this area here. To do that, I'm just gonna start chucking in Lego bricks. Okay, it's starting to take shape a little bit. It's looking all right. I just need to finish off like the depth on this road bit here first. Basically, I've kind of tried to gradient the terrain. If I had more time, I would do a much better job of it. And yes, I know the walls actually now do look a little bit weird, but what we're trying to go for, if I can show the camera over here, is we're trying to make it look like the terrain is kind of, I don't know, stacked up and kind of building up to the road. I know it also looks a little bit unnatural because the tracks are just so unbelievably straight, but again, I'm hoping that this begins to take shape a little bit more when we start getting some vegetation down. The build is coming along nicely, and so far we've got 9 Lego World War II minifigures to fit the theme. However, I wasn't quite happy with that, and so went back to the wall behind me and picked up not 1, but 2 more Lego minifigures. They don't necessarily fit the theme, but they are World War II and they're German, and they're upgraded and look really good, so I'm gonna use them anyway. What I'm probably going to do, again, in Minecraft, you can literally just spawn trees, which I'm just gonna come out and say it, is probably a pretty big advantage. So therefore, I'm gonna use pre-built trees. So what I'll probably do is just start grabbing some of these trees off and some of the bushes as well, get some terrain onto the build so it looks a bit less boring. What I'm now probably gonna do is pilfer the desert biome base plate as well. Okay, I think this is starting to come to life. Once we get the minifigures on as well, which we can start doing in the last 10 minutes or so, because they're all ready to go, I think we're looking in pretty good shape. I'm just going to try my best to get rid of as many studs as I can. I'm going to start with the ones that we're probably going to be able to see most easily. I'm just really trying to consider what the best use of time right now would be. Here's what we're going to do. Let's get these literally fixed onto the base plate. That's probably objective number one. Can go there. Right. With each of the tanks firmly in place and 20 minutes on the clock, let's get the minifigures onto the build. Okay, I didn't intend to do this. However, I have placed the medic is shooting him in the back of the head. I don't know what the story is there, but these two have had a big falling out. This man's running away with a grenade, and the medic, who is supposed to be saving lives, is instead shooting him in the back of the head. Also, he's going to fall into the river, so the body's disposed of. It's really just a good plan all round. I'll tell you what, for a 3-hour build, I've done a fantastic job here. I truly believe that of all of my speed builds, of all the speed builds that I've done, this genuinely, I mean, look at this. I've still got 13 minutes to spare, and I've got all this time to kind of look at what I've done. This is only like, it's taken me 2 hours, 45 minutes. I mean, yeah, in case you were wondering what I was on about here, this is the gentleman that's running away, and this is the gentleman that's shooting him in the back. Also, don't forget about my lovely plushie, which is releasing on the 13th, Friday the 13th of December. I'll tell you what, actually, I could maybe do some detailing. I was gonna say there's nothing that significant that I could do now, but that's actually not true. Yeah, so for this next 12 minutes, I'm just gonna try and eliminate as many surfaces as I possibly can. Okay, we are finally in the last 5 minutes of this Minecraft versus Lego speed build competition, and I'm feeling as confident as I have ever felt. This is probably the best I've ever done. 3 hours have now come to an end, so it's time to find out what AntiClimax has been up to all this time, and to find out who's done a better job taking the win home for either Minecraft or for Lego. Alright, AntiClimax, before we go any further, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you think you have done?
I think I'm actually pretty satisfied. I think, considering the fact that I had 40 more minutes, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. A 7.5.
A 7.5. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm giving myself an 8.5, but it's not gonna be up to me or you. I would like to see what you have done first. Stream it to me, and I'll.
I have to stream it. Okay. So. I present to you. This is Stalingrad, or well. It used to be. So that's a nice response, by the way. Are you getting nervous now? Scott?
Why? What's that French flag? Why is there a French flag? Oh no! Oh, it's a Dutch. Oh my god! I thought it was a sideways French flag.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, it's strange that you crowbarred your nation into it, because as myself and everyone else knows, the Dutch were basically entirely redundant and useless during World War II, and frankly, not really noteworthy, so thanks for trying.
I refuse to acknowledge that fact.
I do not believe that what you have done is enough to trump what I have done. I've taken a few pictures, and I'm going to send them to you.
I will give my honest opinion, alright?
I think that I take this. I think I take this all day.
Okay, I'm gonna be very honest, alright, about your build. So, obviously, I'm not a Lego expert, but, it looks clean. It looks very clean. It doesn't look like a mess like you did last time. So props to that. It looks very clean. I like it. It's very pleasing to look at.
So who wins this Minecraft versus Lego build off? Well, you decide. I'm leaving 2 comments below the video. One says AntiClimax wins, the other says Scots Plastic wins. Whichever gets more likes will determine the winner of this Minecraft versus Lego speed building competition.